In a quiet countryside village surrounded by hills and warm sunlight, lived a 10-year-old boy named Daniel. He was full of energy, laughter, and curiosity. Every morning, he would run through the grass with his little dog, chasing butterflies and smiling at the world. He was an ordinary boy with an extraordinary habit. Every night, no matter how tired he was, he knelt beside his bed and prayed softly, "Dear Jesus, thank you for today. Please stay with me tomorrow too." One afternoon, dark clouds rolled in as Daniel walked home from school. Rain began to pour, thunder cracked the sky, and winds howled. Daniel pulled his hoodie over his head and hurried through the wet streets. Just as he turned a corner, a large delivery truck lost control on the slippery road. Before anyone could react, before Daniel could scream, the truck skidded toward him, and everything went black. Sirens blared. Daniel was rushed to the nearest hospital. Nurses shouted orders, machines beeped wildly, and doctors did everything they could to save his small, fragile body. The impact had been severe. His lungs collapsed, ribs were broken, and his heart was barely beating. His parents stood helplessly outside the emergency room, crying, praying, trembling. Doctors told them, if he survives the night, it will be nothing short of a miracle. Daniel's mother sat beside his hospital bed through the night, holding his little hand. Her face was pale with fear, and her eyes swollen from tears. She whispered over and over, "Jesus, please, please save my son." She didn't have fancy words, just faith. The room was filled with machines, but above all, it was filled with silence and hope. While his body lay still on the bed, Daniel was somewhere else. He later described it as the most peaceful place he had ever known, brighter than day, warmer than sunlight, and full of love. He wasn't scared. He felt light. Then he saw him, a man in white, with kind eyes and a calming voice. Daniel somehow knew it was Jesus. Jesus smiled and walked closer. "Daniel," he said gently, "you're safe here. But it's not your time yet. Your story must continue. You will go back and tell the world I am real." Back in the hospital room, just as dawn broke, something changed. The monitor's beeping grew stronger. Daniel's hand twitched. His eyes fluttered. His mother gasped, "Daniel?" Doctors rushed in. Nurses called out updates. And then, he opened his eyes. Daniel's recovery shocked the entire medical team. What should have taken months happened in days. He could sit up, speak, smile. "I saw Jesus," he told the doctors. "He said I have to tell everyone that he saved me." Some didn't believe him, but others saw something in his eyes. A glow. A truth that couldn't be explained. Weeks later, Daniel stood before his small church. He told his story about the accident, the light, and the love he felt in that moment with Jesus. His words touched hearts, old and young. "Jesus is real," he said confidently. "Even in the darkest night, he's there. When you think you're alone, he's holding you." Daniel didn't stop there. As he grew, he kept telling his story. In churches, schools, even on the internet. He wanted every hurting person to know, no pain is too deep, no life is too broken, no prayer goes unheard. "Jesus saved me," he would say, "and he can save you too." Daniel's story became more than just a miracle. It became a reminder to the world that faith isn't about never falling. It's about knowing who will catch you. And in the stillness of every prayer, and the silence of every tear, Jesus listens. And yes, he still saves.